Ladies and gentlemen, these Democrats truly believe they're above the law. They're so used to being untouchable and not being held accountable for their crimes that even after they've been given fair warning by the Trump DOJ, they continue to double and triple down. Just yesterday, we did a video about how Pam Bondi sent letters out to Nancy Pelosi, the district attorney, Lori Lightfoot, Governor Pritzker, all of these people that have doxed ICE agents, threatened to arrest them. They were told to preserve all their communications because they're now going to be criminally investigated for obstructing justice, aiding and abetting criminals, harboring illegals, so on and so forth. And yet, right after that, another Democrat doubles and triples down. And she may well be the worst offender yet. But it gets better. While all this is happening, Stephen Miller lays out specifically the charges that these people could be hit with, including seditious conspiracy. And I don't think the DOJ's playing around here. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into all that. But first, click like, subscribe to this channel. As you can see, we upgraded the studio here. We got a flag behind us now. Things are just continually improving every single day. And we're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. You do not want to miss this journey, ladies and gentlemen. We're building this thing back up. After being kicked off YouTube 4 years ago, we've made a glorious return. I think we've gotten almost 100,000 views already in the first week back, and it's only going to continue to get better. So subscribe, turn the bell notifications on so you never miss another update. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So this comes from Libs of TikTok on Twitter, and this is the actual email that Margaret Croak, Illinois State Representative of District 12, sent out to her constituents. So here we have a list of vehicle make and models and license plate numbers of ICE agents. And on the side here, she instructs her constituents to help aid illegals to evade law enforcement, where she says ICE is conducting their unlawful and undemocratic actions in the 12th House District, including the very block I reside on. If you see something, record it, as that might help protect someone from being picked up off the street or unnecessarily and forcibly handled by ICE agents. And she goes on to say you should help pick up their kids from school, run errands for them so they don't have to leave the house, and they can avoid being picked up by ICE. So she is literally instructing her constituents to aid and abet and harbor illegals and doxing the ICE agents, putting a big fat target on their back to be harmed. This is outwardly, brazenly violating the law. And these people, I swear, they think they're untouchable. They're so used to the Biden administration and Merrick Garland allowing them to just openly commit crimes. And they think that there's nothing's going to happen to them. But they've got another thing coming, guys. I'm telling you, just because nobody's been arrested yet doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. Now, I've got a video to play for you guys where Stephen Miller lays out perfectly clear on Fox the specific charges these people could be facing if they keep this up.
Well, the answer I'm about to give doesn't only apply to Governor Pritzker. It applies to any state official, any local official, anybody who's operating in an official capacity who conspires or engages in activity that unlawfully impedes federal law enforcement conducting their duties. So if you engage in a criminal conspiracy to obstruct the enforcement of federal immigration laws or to unlawfully order your own police officers or your own officials to try to interfere with ICE officers or even to arrest ICE officers, you're engaged in criminal activity. Different kinds of crimes would apply. There's obstruction of justice. There is harboring illegal aliens. There is impeding the enforcement of our immigration laws. And then as you get up the scale of behavior, you obviously get into seditious conspiracy charges, depending on the conduct, and many other offenses. So again, it depends on the action, it depends on the conduct, it depends on what is taking place.
So these are the charges these people could be facing, and yet they're still out in the open, like in broad daylight, just committing federal crimes as if they're immune, as if they're untouchable, as if they can't be held accountable, because that's what they're used to. But things are changing, guys. The DOJ is gathering the evidence. These people are hanging themselves, and they're allowing them to do it and giving them fair warning that we're coming after you if you keep this up. So preserve all your communications. And next is we're opening investigations and we're charging people. It's that simple. I don't think that Pam Bondi's all talk. I think that she's a very serious attorney general that isn't going to just go after somebody unless we have a case, unless we have evidence, unless we know that we can get a conviction, because the DOJ's conviction rate is what, like 90-something%. They don't just throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. That's not how the DOJ operates. Well, that's not how the Trump DOJ operates, I should say. Obviously, under Merrick Garland, things were very different. But these people are making it very easy for the DOJ to bring charges and get a conviction. They're so brazen about it. It's unbelievable. And I think it's only a matter of time before the fireworks start happening. But I could be wrong. As always, I want to know what you guys think down in the comments section. Leave a like on this video, subscribe, share it to your friends. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.